What's up, 7th grade? Happy Monday. It's Mr. Uwe here. Obviously, I'm not there today, but here is what you need to know to make sure that you're continuing on your projects and getting done what you need to get done. So let's take a look at what you need to do for today.
Emily here. Emily here.
Emily's right there. Like always, even though I'm not there, the expectations are exactly the same. Make sure that you do some work. That you come prepared with some questions when I see you on Wednesday next, and just be productive and respectful. Yes. If you're using my earphones to listen to the videos, especially for the MyHRW stuff, just make sure that you put them back in the packages so that everyone can use them for the day. So let's get into it and see what specific tasks you have to do to make sure that you're not getting behind for this week. So let's take a look.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, Emily. All right, so the agenda for today is obviously watching this instructional video, so you can check that first one off your list. The second thing is to log on to the MyHRW website and check out some practice that I have there. It'll help you wrap your head around this unit and put a final touch on it before we take our unit test. The last thing that I want you to do after you're done with the MyHRW stuff is to make sure that you continue on your project, because remember, our last itinerary checkpoint is going to be at the end of this week. So keep on working through that, and let's look at the specifics for the MyHRW work. All right, so for the MyHRW work, on the next slide, it tells you how to log in, just in case you don't remember. Going on to Clever and finding that little applet, that'll help you open up the resources for you to do. So if you need a refresher, just make sure you keep on watching. If not, just skip on through to the expectations and the specifics of the assignments that you need to make sure that you do. So let's take a look. All right, so after you're done with the Edpuzzle, what you're going to want to make sure that you do is navigate to Clever to find the next step for today. Now, after you've looked for your Clever, and for me, Clever is in this little tab on my on my browser here that says CUSD. You should have a similar tab, or you should already know how to navigate to Clever. So when I click on the Clever icon, I'm taken to this page, and all I need to find is the icon that says MyHRW. Now notice I have a lot more resources than you do, but you should look for the one that says either MyHRW or Houghton Mifflin Math, like I have here. Now once you click on this, what should open up is your student dashboard. So check out what your student dashboard could potentially look like. Again, just realize that mine's a little bit different because I'm in teacher mode here. Let it load up. All right, so this is what it should look like. So underneath assignments, you should see both of the assignments that you have for today. So again, just make sure that you're going through those assignments in the particular order that I go over next. But as you're going through it, what it looks like is like this. So if I click on one of the assignments, say I click on this one. So I open up one of the assignments that I have, and in this case, this is called the Personal Math Trader, and this is the Are You Ready Module 3 that I will talk about in the next slide here. Now there's only 8 questions, and if you're confused on any of the questions, the cool thing about this program is if you go over to the side here, you'll see that there are all of these different resources that can help you solve the problem. So it'll give you a step-by-step guide, even if you're still confused about it. A view example means that it'll go through an example for you, and you can definitely use those resources to your advantage to do as well as you can on this thing. So my expectations for this first thing is to definitely make sure that you're as prepared as possible. So definitely try your best here. Secondly, if you're going over to the interactive lesson, you get an interface that looks like this. This is really cool because it gives you sort of an interactive lesson. And again, when you're playing the video with the headphones in, just make sure that you're aware that these guys pop up in the middle of the screen. For instance, this one, let me turn down the volume here. This one is the interactive video for this lesson. So you watch your way through it, and it's a good way to get started for our next unit. As you're going through it, the only thing other than that I need to make sure that you're clear of is when you get to the end here. So as you're going through this lesson, moving forward with this arrow button, when you get to the last part of the lesson, you're going to need to practice. So as I practice, it will show up in the middle of the screen.
Now
and
try your homework on your own with the personal math
there
trainer.
you go. Here's a personal math trainer. So in order to start this, it might be kind of confusing. Once you get to the end, you can start by clicking this button here. So in the middle, it'll give you an option to click the middle whistle, and then it'll get you started, okay? So since this is the first time that we're using this material, try your best with it, and definitely help people around you if you see that they're confused about how to use it, okay? But end of the day, you could finish both of those pieces, or get close to finishing both of those pieces before you leave, because they are part of our weekly agenda. So let's take a look at expectations for this MyHRW thing. Okay, so hopefully this helps you log into it and find what you need. So there's two things to do on the MyHRW website, and your job today is to make sure that you start and or finish both of them. So the first one is the Are You Ready? And the second one is the Interactive Student Lesson. Now, the cool thing is that we've learned a lot of this stuff already, so none of it should be super foreign to you. But again, just in case you need help, just navigate on the side panel of the menu, and it'll definitely help you work your way through it. Again, one of the things that you should be doing today is making sure that you start this material and finish it, because it is going to map back towards our weekly agenda for the week. So give it your best shot, try your best on it, and make sure that you handle your business here first before you move on to working on your project. All right, so after the MyHRW work that you've done, make sure you move on to your project, meaning focusing on your itinerary and finalizing it, because the final checkpoint for the end of this week on Friday is making sure that your itinerary is done for your entire road trip. So just be aware that I'm looking for you to make sure that you have every single stop and requirement met, and that you are continually adding on to your running totals for distance, price, and the time that you've traveled. So just make sure that you're handling your business and doing that to the best of your ability. And again, you'll have some time during the week to work on it to finalize it as well. But it's definitely a great use of your time today to continue to plug away on that itinerary and make sure that it's done to the best of your ability. All right, so just to review, these are the three things that you should be doing in class. So number one, watching this video, which you can check off the list like I said before. Number two, go to MyHRW and make sure that you handle both of those resources. And last but not least, continue working on your projects, because it is the last project checkpoint. After that, anything else that you have to do, just make sure that you handle during the class period. And if you're using my headphones right now, just make sure that you put them back into those little plastic baggies so they don't get all tangled up. So be respectful, make sure that you're working productively, and shoot me an email if you have any questions, and I should be able to get back to you as soon as possible. But other than that, I will see you guys on Wednesday. Peace. And represent you guys, or represent our class well, and represent me well. So I'll see you later.